What's up everybody, and welcome back. If you're here for the first time, subscribe to the channel. We are trying to hit 1,000 subscriptions, and your subscription gets us one closer. So today I have a recommendation of what I believe is a new emerging genre. At least I've seen a few. I don't know if it's really gonna catch on or if there's gonna be a lot more, but I think there is potential in this genre. So I'm recommending Let's Runnin' In on Dungeon Island. So you may think the genre has something to do with dungeons, and it doesn't. Really, the genre that I'm talking about is reverse world, and I'll get into that. So Let's Runnin' In on Dungeon Island is 38 chapters so far, and it's being written by Yuki Shinichi and Bunzaburo Nagano, and it is an adult adventure comedy fantasy harem isekai romance seinen shonen slice of life. It's got a lot of tags. I think I can really simplify this for you. So this is a reverse world. And if you don't know what that is, it's a genre where a guy gets isekai'd into a world where women are in charge. Or kind of like, honestly, kind of like the dominant species. I know that might sound weird, but in the world that he goes to, women have magic and basically super strength. And all the guys are like real small and feeble. And so is he, so he kind of just fits right in, but obviously he has magic. So how Shiro, the MC, gets isekai'd into this world is he catches a flounder while he's on a mandatory fishing trip for work, and this flounder asks him to save his life, and in return he'll give him a gift, and he's like, it would be cool to be able to make whatever I want. So he grants him creation magic before he gets like sucked into some kind of black hole that isekais him into this new world. Does that make any sense? Absolutely not. Is it an actual flounder that isekais him? Yes, it is a magic fish that isekais him into this world, which already fun enough for me. So Shiro gets isekai'd into this world with creation magic. And I know that that sounds like, oh wow, that's some OP magic. It's not. And I like that about this. He goes into this world and he's not the best. Does he have creation magic where he can basically create whatever he wants? Yes and no. Like he has to learn everything step by step by leveling up, not just the creation magic, but the category the thing he wants to create is in. So when he gets to this world, he can't really utilize it, and he gets imprisoned immediately because when he's isekai'd into this world, he's isekai'd into a war front. So he's just taken captive, put in prison. They try and do something to him, which is stopped because again, this is a reverse world. He's, you know, a captive that bad people would take advantage of, but he doesn't get taken advantage of, but he gets a cellmate who's the first FMC, Christia, the princess of the kingdom that's being attacked. Well, they get along in every way. They become close friends. They do some stuff together because this is adult. Now, even though I'm saying that, this isn't like adult. The most adult quote unquote things happen at the beginning of this, and it really seems like it's going to be a major part of this story, but it's not. Regardless, they're in prison. He tells her he has creation magic. She's like, that's impossible. Men are feeble, pathetic little creatures without magic. Those aren't all the words that she says. Some of those were my words, but the men in this world are feeble and they don't have magic. He obviously shows that he has magic. Does it take a long time? Yes, because again, his creation magic is not OP. It takes hours to make some stuff, days to make other things, but he's able to make a file, which he's able to then use to file down Chris's cuffs that are inhibiting her magic. Once those are gone, she uses her magic. They escape. From the escape, they take a boat out into the middle of the ocean where they find an uninhabited island, and they go and they start inhabiting it. Chris uses her magic in a lot of ways to basically make a home for Shiro, and she's like, hey, come with me. I know it's gonna be a little sketch because there's this big war going on, but I'll protect you. We'll be cool. And he actually says no. He's like, you know, I love ya, but no, leave me on this island. I don't want to get in your way. I'm not strong enough to help you or to fight with you. You go, you can always just come back for me later. So she leaves. And that is a big theme of this manga, is a girl shows up, they spend time with Shiro, they get close, whatever, and then they dip. So of course, after she leaves, he spends his days just practicing his creation magic, just trying to make it better, making things for himself that he can use to survive, obviously, tools that he can use to cook, the basic stuff, until pirates show up. And again, some of the pirates want to take advantage of Shiro, but they're stopped by their captain, Cecily. So these pirates show up, and Cecily's like, hey, no one's gonna harm you. I'm gonna make sure our crew is just leaves you alone. We're just gonna be here for a bit, and then we're gonna dip. But then she gets betrayed, almost gets killed. Shiro helps to nurse her back to life. They get close, but obviously, like I said, how this story goes, Cecily leaves. She leaves to go and get her revenge, but he again is like, hey, you can come back. You're always welcome. But from that, he's like, I should start an inn, because she wants to come back with adventurers, because while she's there and the two of them are exploring the island, she's teaching him how to sail, they discover some little alcove that leads to a dungeon. And dungeons in this world, just like every other anime and manga, are super valuable. So there's this undiscovered dungeon, no one has gone in it, no one has even tried to conquer it on this island. They're the first ones to find it. She's like, oh my god, I'm gonna be rich. We're gonna be rich, Shiro. He's obviously like, I'm not going into a dungeon. I can't fight at all. She's like, I need a party, so I have to leave to form a party, but also I have to get my revenge. So she leaves. What happens then? More people show up. There was just some empire expedition. They found the island. I don't even think they really went there to kind of search the island. I think they went there just to rest, then to further their expedition somewhere else. But Shiro pops out and he's like, hey, what's up? This is my island. I'm Shiro. I got an inn. You want to stay at my inn? So they stay at the inn. They discover the dungeon. What does that lead to? That leads to them telling the Empire, hey, some crazy guy living on an island. There's a dungeon on the island. They send 100 people to the island to then explore the dungeon, because again, dungeons are super profitable. So Shiro really goes all in on this building an inn thing. Graham, the leader of some soldiers in the big 100-man expedition, show up. They get close, yada yada yada. Obviously they leave. Adventurers come to the island and they basically start setting up a town as he's just building his inn. I know that's a lot, but it is a lot that has happened in these 38 chapters. But honestly, I wanted to get through all of that just so that I could get to talking about the main thing about this manga, which is that yes, it is a reverse world manga, which is a genre that I think might start gaining more popularity, and you might be seeing more anime and manga dedicated to it. But what this manga really is a slice of life town / inn building manga. Because even though all these girls show up, they get close to Shiro, some of them do, some adult things with Shiro. Not often. That's not a major part of this, even though in the beginning it makes it seem like it is. It's not. It's not something that happens frequently. It's not something that happens even every 10 chapters. It's a rarity, really. What this focus really is on really this island's development and how it's going from just an uninhabited place, just with Shiro living there, to a dungeon town that he isn't in control of. He isn't the mayor of, he isn't the one building it, he isn't the one who's starting it, but his inn is like a major part of the development of this town. And I think that's pretty interesting. Does the reverse world stuff make for good comedy? Yes, it does. Does it make for interesting storytelling? Yes. And it's all like beneficial parts to this story that might have been boring if it was just like another inn/town builder in a regular world. I think it does add a nice little twist, a nice little flair to this inn/town dungeon development, which I'm really enjoying. Is the art style the best? No. But are the characters great? Yes. I really like Shiro as an MC. Not because he's like dainty, but because he's hilarious to me. Because he uses his knowledge from his world to kind of exploit the culture of this reverse world, if you know what I mean. On top of that, the real female characters that they've introduced that kind of have relationship with him, with Chris and Cecily, Graham, the leader of the soldiers, and now Sierra, the vampire, they're all unique, they're all different, and they all have really good character development and personality, and it all just works so well to me. Now, have any of the girls actually returned? Well, one actually just recently returned. I'm not going to spoil that for you if you do decide to read it. One of them has returned, and I'm just looking forward to how this story is going to develop, because like I said, if this was just a regular inn/dungeon/town builder, I've read plenty of those, and you kind of already know what to expect from them if you've read one. This is nice because it is those same things in a reverse world, which is a nice spin, a nice twist, but on top of it, the MC isn't the main person actually developing the town. They're just a part of the story, watching it develop around them, which I know may seem like, well, you want the MC to really influence what's going on, but I'm enjoying it where it's just like, he's just trying to keep his head down and trying to live his best life with his inn. I'm really enjoying it. Again, it's 38 chapters. The chapters are long. It's about once a month kind of release, but I think it's a fun twist on what's probably a new and developing genre. So if this seems interesting to you, go ahead and check it out. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the podcast. All links are in the description boxes down below. Other than that, I will see all of you in the next one.